Now that we've seen how to solve equations and inequalities involving moduluses, let's have a look at how to apply that to a situation where we're dealing with the mod of a quadratic. Let's have a look at this. All right, so here's our equation. The modulus of x squared minus 2 is equal to 3x minus 2. So what's going on here? Well, I'm going to try to graph both of these on the same axes and see where their intersections are. So let's graph our x squared minus 2, modulus of, first. So a quick rough sketch. So what would x squared minus 2 look like? Well, it would just be the x squared graph shifted down by 2. So that would look like this. Okay, and the y-intercept down here would be minus 2, and the roots, well, that would be when x squared minus 2 equals 0, which is when x squared is 2, and that's when x is plus or minus root 2. So we've got roots of plus or minus root 2, should we need them. So let's get this onto a graph here. So I'm going to sketch the modulus of this, which means any time where the original graph was positive, it's going to stay positive, so that it's going to look like a quadratic all the way down to here. And then instead of continuing below and becoming negative, it bounced up like this, was positive in all of that region, and then just when it would have gone down, it just goes back to being positive again. All right, so there is the graph of mod x squared minus 2, and let's get some key points in here. That is y equals 2, that is minus root 2, and that is root 2. And now I want to graph y equals 3x minus 2. I'm just going to do this in a different color just to make things a bit clearer. So I want a graph of a line which has a gradient of 3 and a y-intercept of minus 2. Okay, so I need to get the details somewhat correct here. So a y-intercept of minus 2 would be about here, and a gradient of 3. So key thing is, would it cross on this side or that side? Well, to figure out where the y-intercept is, that's just when 3x minus 2 equals 0. That'll find where it crosses the x-axis. So that's when 3x equals 2 and when x equals 2/3. Okay, well, I know that root 2 is bigger than 1 and that's less than 1. So we've got a y-intercept somewhere in here. And to be honest, it doesn't matter exactly where you put it. It's just important I didn't say it was over here, for example, and then I would have missed, if I drew a line over here, it might look like it had no intercepts. It never intersected the quadratic. Okay, so now I draw my line. So up it goes, and crucially, it will intersect again. And the reason I know that is that quadratics always just get steeper and steeper and steeper, so they will always catch up with any straight line. Okay, it doesn't matter how steep that red line was, that the quadratic always catches up in the end. All right, so I've got two solutions to find. This one here and this one here. Now I'm going to need a bit more room, so let's just get rid of this diagram here. All right, so let's find this one first. So this point here is the intersection of the positive part of the quadratic with the red line. So this was the kind of this part section here and this section over here were the parts that didn't need modded because they're already positive. So that's a section of just plain old x squared minus 2. And I want to figure out where that intersects with 3x minus 2. All right, so we've just got a quadratic to solve here. Well, okay, we can add 2 to both sides and the negative 2's just disappear. Subtract 3x from both sides and factorize out an x. And the solutions here are x equals 0 and x equals 3. Well, hold on a second. I'm kind of only expecting one solution at this point. So, okay, which one is it? Well, it's clearly not x equals 0. But where did that come from? Well, that came from the fact that algebraically we set up x squared minus 2 equals 3x plus 2, which is basically like saying the algebra almost continued this down and then found this solution here, because that is where x squared minus 2 intersects the red line. It's just not part of our modulus graph. So I sometimes call this a kind of ghost solution or phantom solution. It's not really a solution of our equation. It's just appeared because there's still this kind of ghost of the original function there. So that is not one of your solutions, but that is. All right, let's see if we can find the other, that's this point here, that's x equals 3. Let's see if we can find this solution. So this solution is where our red line intersects the negative part of the graph, or really not the negative part, it's the part of the original function that was negative and got made positive by multiplying by -1. So that's found by taking the negative of x squared minus 2 and setting that equal to 3x minus 2. So solving this should find this point here. So let's solve this. I'll multiply through by -1. So x squared minus 2 equals negative 3x plus 2. So we've got a quadratic here, x squared, add 3x to both sides, subtract 2 from both sides, and there's a quadratic for me. I can factorise this. It's x plus 4, x minus 1. And this is giving me solutions of x equals negative 4 and x equals 1. And once again, I need to think which of these is this solution. Okay, well, clearly it's not the negative one because x is positive here. So it must be this solution and not this one. But where did this one come from? It's another phantom solution, because algebraically we were saying, when is the red line equal to minus x squared minus 2, which is basically this negative quadratic here. And you can see that way down here off the page, this line and this dotted quadratic would have intersected again. Where would they intersect? At x equals -4. But it's not what we want. It's a phantom solution. So the two solutions of this modulus equation are x equals 1 and x equals 3. All right, hope that was a useful look at a more challenging example, a modulus equation that involves quadratics. I'll see you in the next video.